Okay, here's the deal. Before we get started today, if you've been listening here for any amount of time, you might remember that we do patron shout-outs for our Patreon subscribers. If you're like, what's Patreon? It is a special, subscription service where you can get access to more Imperfect Strangers content. We have Monday Night Lives posted there. We post our Zoom parties there. We have bonus full-length episodes that we put up every week. Newsletters, private Discord, lots of fun stuff. You can find it at patreon.com/Imperfect Strangers podcast, or there is a link in our Instagram bio if you're like, let me check this out. But we realize that doing a roll call of all of our patrons once a month is a lot to sit through. We love our patrons so much, and we want to shout their name in lights. So what we're going to try moving forward is dedicating episodes to Patreon members. And this month, I'm going to start with our newest patron members. So this episode today is brought to you by your stranger friends, Nimata G, Jenny R, Amber K, Eileen T, Maria C, Zakaya B, and Victor L. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for listening to this show, for being patrons. We truly appreciate you as an indie podcast. Every little bit helps so that we can continue to build into this show and make it better every single week. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And with that, let's listen to Melissa's experience at family camp.
I feel like this is already the stuff of legend. So,
the funniest thing is that when you left on Friday or Friday afternoon, I was like, I'm not texting Melissa until Monday because she doesn't have Wi-Fi. So what is the point? And then I jumped into Discord on Sunday morning, and Discord was all aflutter. Because some of our Discord friends are in your Instagram close friends. And
yes,
they were like, oh my God, Melissa came home on Saturday. Then I go to our...
No. I'm sorry. Hold on. Melissa came home on Saturday just like she said she would last week.
Correct. So then I go to our Instagram and I see that we have a message from Rajan, and I was like, oh, okay. And you were responding, and I was like, oh my God, she has Wi-Fi. And then I look and I'm like, oh no, she's home. So doubly confirmed. So I can't wait to talk about this, because this is really, I'm just very excited.
Okay, listen. When you think of camp, traditional camp, I mean, you're a white person.
Yes.
You know about camp, and my ideas of camp have come from, TV, movies.
Yeah.
So I think a cabin, I think bunks, I think, Kiki Waka, I think of Nickelodeon and,
Parent Trap.
Bug spray, tug of war.
Yeah.
Potato sack race, hula hoops.
Hot dogs over a fire. Well, not for you, but hot dogs on a fire, s'mores.
Snorkeling, is that something you do at camp?
No.
Okay, well, whatever you do in the water, the free body of water.
Canoes, tubes.
Ozarks.
Yeah.
Ozarks.
Boats.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
The Adirondack chairs. hikes.
Yep. Singing
the
around a
backpack.
campfire.
Yeah, the backpack that has the rolled up piece of all the straps and shit. So you put the rolled sleeping bag on top, and there's a stick in the side, and there's a water bottle, and you got trail mix, and you might get your arm stuck between a boulder and another thing, and then you get your arm cut off, and you stay in the woods for fucking 3 days. Someone comes, your arm's amputated. That's what I think of when I think of camp. And all of those things are very daunting to a person like me who likes, showering, air conditioning, body wash, coffee, Starbucks, Diet Coke with ice with a little spritz of lemon. I like Murphy's oil soap. I like white bedding. I like bathrobes. I like,
To be bougie.
Not even to be bougie. I like to be comfortable.
Okay.
And I feel like I've had many years of life on this earth where I was uncomfortable. So to jump down into discomfort for fun is not my idea of a good time.
Yeah. And I think before we get too deep, not to give camping a bad name, because there's different levels of camping, right? There is, absolute roughing it. I know 2 people personally who have gone on like weeks long camping trips where you go in with everything possible and you come out with everything possible. This is including like you're digging a hole in the ground to take a poop and then covering it up with like dirt and leaves as you're going through. So there's that camping. There is camping in a tent in a campground. There's RVs and campers. There are platform tents. I did overnight camp as a child, and that was a platform tent. That was fun. I enjoyed it. Community showers, cooking outside with propane. Good times. There's glamping, which is fancy camping with, those creature comforts that you enjoy. Little rustic. But what we're really wanting to know, Melissa, are the nitty-gritty details of your family camp this weekend.
Okay, see how you just laid out all the different levels of camping?
Uh-huh.
All those motherfucking levels sound the same to me. Okay, so all of those are a no, a hardcore no. I think what we first have to express is that my children have been in the house for 15 months. And when I say that, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not one of these people that's like just, this is not hyperbole. My children have been in the house for 15 months, and Justin Beck feels a way about it. He's upset about it. And he's like, I think our kids, should get out and enjoy the great outdoors and the blah, blah, blah. So because I know that my husband, is critical about how hardcore I was during COVID, I have enrolled them in softball. I have enrolled them in soccer, in an art class outside, in Krav Maga. They have activities now. They have things to look forward to during the week so that we could prepare them for regular, probably maskless life in the fall. And so when our Israeli friends, lovely friends, very good friends, invited us to do family camp, he was thinking in his brain, this will be good for us to bond one last time as a family since we're on the tail end of COVID, and get the girls prepared for a camp experience this summer.
Now, I'm going to pause you here because I want to understand the level of friendship that you have with these people. How long have you known them?
I met them. Okay, the level of friendship is high, great, wonderful. I would travel internationally with these people.
Okay.
And I have only known that this family. I met this family when I was pregnant with Maja.
Okay.
And she was pregnant with her middle daughter. So, and Maja is now 8.
Okay.
So I met them when our big girls, our 6th graders, were in preschool. You should also know that she's like a neuroscientist. She's highly intelligent. He's a tech guy. Highly, highly intelligent. Why they want to be friends with us. He's a dirtbag that drives a forklift, and I'm a fucking asshole reality star. I don't know why we would be intriguing or why they'd want to be friends with us. But one day, you know, she just came up to me and was like, would you like to get together at my house and let the girls play? They seem like they get along. And I was like, sure. You know, she has an Israeli accent and she's lovely. She's wearing Crocs. She's huge pregnant. I was huge pregnant. And so we both had our babies. And then after our babies were situated and settled, we finally got together for that play date. And we start getting our families together, you know, every 2 weeks or so. So we have become real friends in the past, you know, half a decade. So COVID style came, and you know, they're practical. They weren't like me. They were cautious, but they also, you know, they wanted their kids to be in school and they wanted their kids to be in activities, and you know, there are things that they would do every week. They, you know, these are people that go camping in the Everglades. Like, they're dead ass outdoorsy people. Oh yes, they're hardcore. So they're just really like on a different level. They're superior to us intellectually, spiritually, nature-wise. Again, I don't know why she likes me. So, but I love her and I love them and I love their children, and they've actually like opened up my Jewish identity. They've helped me in that. Nice. So when they said they were going to family camp, you know, Justin also is, you know, he's broed down with the husband. He's like, yeah, let's do that. And you know me, I was like, let's not do that. Let's not do that. So remember I told you last episode that the husband was joking with me and being like, you know, how can I put this? The accommodations, you know, they're shitty. And I was like, ha, 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 ha. And we were all laughing and shit.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to arrive at 5:30, but their kid had school, so we didn't leave until 5:30, and it's a 2-hour drive. But now it's torrential rain. Ugh. It's rush hour traffic on a 5 o'clock on a Friday before a holiday weekend. The kid, we're gonna miss the dinner, so the kids have to eat. Justin has to go to the bathroom. She's got a breastfeeding baby. We have to get gas. What should have been 2-hour drive became 5-6 hours on the road. Ugh. Keep in mind, pitch black, torrential rain. And also, you know, the camp had emailed us beforehand to say, it's still going to be a wonderful time. We still can't wait to see you and, you know, practice community and togetherness and blah, blah, blah. But you should know that the cabins are not insulated. You know, prepare to provide warmth for yourself and your family. And at that point, I'm thinking, we're just going to cancel, right? Yeah. It's going to rain all weekend. And Justin's like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? We're good people. What are you talking about? We've been invited to this thing. We're going to see it through. I was like, oh, we're seeing it through?
Oh, God.
So now, after he says that, I know. So now I got to, you know, I'm strategizing in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. The motherfucker wants to play me like that. Okay. So now I got my poker face on, my game face. I haven't said a word. I haven't said booey in the rain hella hours. The kids are, you know. At one point, we were listening to the new Olivia Rodrigo album, which actually I genuinely really like. Super 90s, totally derivative. Love it. We're doing it. I allowed Maja to say fucking and doing driver's license, which, by the way, was her favorite part of the trip.
Of course.
She's like, I asked her when we got home, what was your favorite part of the camping trip? She's like, when I got to say the F word in the car. I was like, okay. So we missed the welcome dinner, and the welcome dinner is where all the families come together. There's a shared meal, and everybody says what they're looking forward to for the weekend.
Okay.
So we missed that part. We haven't met anybody. We only know the family that we came with, and they direct us to our cabin. Mm-hmm. So Justin's driving, and he sees these like red tool sheds. He's like, oh, where do you think the cabins are going to be? So he keeps driving. He drives in a circle. But then our friends park in front of their red tool shed, and I was like, I think this might be the cabin. He was like, no, that can't be the cabin. So just like, let me get out and see what's up.
Yeah.
Apparently, Justin goes in there and starts literally swatting spider webs. And it's like, oh, wow. So I haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah.
It's also pitch black. It's torrential rain. There's mud. My kids are exhausted. My kids are also American as fuck.
And your children.
Right. Who, my kids love a shower. My kids, So Justin starts, he opens the trunk, and I say to the children, children, because I haven't seen anything yet, but I also want to set expectations, and I don't want to hear complaining because it's late at night and there's nothing we can do about it. Daddy is committed to this.
Yeah.
And also, I got to have my game face on, because if I don't, my kids are going to wild out. So I'm like, guys, this is going to be a great experience. Don't worry about it. Mommy's got you. And there's a lot of prizes if you survive this with no... Listen, if we get through this and don't nobody complain, everybody, each and every one of you, $50 on Amazon, whatever you want. But I can really check out. You can really check out. Not just window shopping, I could buy anything I want from any place I want. Anything. It doesn't have to be Prime.
Oh
Maja, it's $50 worth of shit on Amazon. Get your ass out of here. So Justin starts unloading the car, and I get out to go into the cabin. I can't stop laughing. I can't stop laughing. I can't stop laughing because we're doing this. Okay, so it was 5 metal cots with little, I wasn't a mattress. It was little, orange is the new black,
A prison mattress.
Yeah.
Like a plastic, inch thick.
Like a gymnastics mat, bitch.
Oh, no.
So 5 of those.
Oh, fuck.
A couple of shelves. One of them had graffiti on it that said, "This is a bookshelf." I was like, good to know. And Justin told me this was standard for camp, which I didn't know. I never had a camping experience.
What?
Remember?
Wait, no.
That's what he told me. He said,
how many camps has Justin been to?
Listen, he said that graffiti on the walls is normal at a camp.
Not the camp I went to, but okay, continue.
That's what he said, and I think he was just saying that. I was like, Justin, this looks like it has been, it looked like squatters had been there.
Yeah, like there's dirty needles.
Listen, I feel bad. I feel bad because you have to understand too. The purpose of this camp is teaching good values, and so to disparage it is wrong. So
right.
So when I'm talking about this, the judgment that I'm making is on me as a person and my inability to not be bougie.
Okay.
So the judgment is not on the camp itself or my friends. This is about me and Justin Beck, who was a pussy. Okay? So
it's like The Simple Life on crack.
Oh, this actually would be a wonderful premise for a reality show. 100%. So Justin also now can't stop laughing. And he's now unpacking, and I'm trying to make it hospitable. I put the folded towels on the shelf. I've got a snack section. I'm like, okay, girls, this will be over here. Everybody get your mosquito bracelet on. Yeah. And I'm trying to be cool. I'm trying to make it like I like it too. And like Shalom's face is just, it's a glare. She's burning daggers into my soul.
Oh, no.
Maja walked in and was like, this is forensic files.
Oh, no.
Shira's just, she's tired. She's a baby. She's confused. So on top of their clothes, I put their robes on. I put the sheets that we brought, and I made a family bed. So, I covered the mattress.
Yeah.
I put them on, I tuck them into their sleeping bag. Then I put 2 blankets on top of them and then the weighted blanket on top of them. And then we had the heater going, but the heater didn't really actually work because the room was too big. And also there was only one plug outlet and a lot of weird exposed wires.
Oh, no.
So I was like, okay. And I started thinking about it and I was like, okay, there's got to be some rhyme and like who people don't just do this.
Right.
Like why would you do this? So obviously there's some superior intelligence going into this that we don't possess, you know. The people that come to this camp, you know, they live in Manhattan. Their children live in Manhattan. They're riding subways. They're fucking,
yeah.
You know, they have a city life. And to live in Manhattan, you have to have a level of money.
Yeah.
You can't, to live comfortably in Manhattan. So obviously, if it was nice weather, because the weather was against us, if it was nice weather, you wouldn't even be worried about the cabin because you don't stay in the cabin.
Right.
You're
just
you know,
there for sleeping.
Right, you're in the stream, you're in the art room, you're at the bonfire, you're playing tug of war,
yeah,
and doing the shit that camp is the stuff you're supposed to be. You're looking at salamanders and you're fucking skipping rocks and
right,
you know. But we couldn't do any of that because it was torrential rain and there was mud everywhere. So the weather actually worked to my benefit because had it been sunny, had it been a beautiful occasion for a family outing, I would have been miserable. Because then showers would have been a requirement.
Yeah.
And after I saw these showers, homie, I think that one of the guys that I met there, really nice guy, he's a microbiologist, a bacterial microbiologist, and we started talking. Mm-hmm. And the word he used was, you know, the conditions are austere, but they're good for the children. So obviously these are people who want to raise good and whole people to and want their children to appreciate what they have and to, you know, learn how to deal with the elements, learn how to deal with, you know, being uncomfortable and making the best of a situation. But also, you know, these are people who they've also been in the Israeli army. Yeah. Their level of discomfort and their tolerance for it is going to be way higher than me, who the whole time is sitting there going, we got all these Netflixes and movies and we really want to do.
Now, when you guys you're getting into your, you know, your cabin, the girls are tucked in. Do you sleep or are you tossing and turning all night? Do they sleep? Like, what is that situation?
They're bundled up on top of each other, so they're warm and they're sleeping. I kept feeling like flickering and buzzing in my ear, and I was like, what? So I was like scared to sleep. Really, the doors didn't lock. I have never slept outside. I don't do that. Yeah. So I was kind of stressed out, but I mean, I was warm. Justin Beck, on the other hand, his coat had gotten drenched from when he checked in.
Oh, no.
So he had just a t-shirt.
Oh, no.
And he was under 2 little blankets and he was by the wall, which was not insulated. And he said it was like water torture. He was like, literally, he's like, I was just listening to you guys sleep.
Oh, God.
Listening to the rain pour down, but also freezing. His teeth were chattering and the top of his head was freezing. His feet were freezing. His socks were wet.
Oh, no.
He was like, and this is a person, Justin Beck has been in the shittiest touring band situations. And he said this was nothing like he's ever experienced in his 25-year life on the road.
So this is really
nothing he's ever.
This lack of sleep is really going to set the stage now for Saturday, because having a terrible night's sleep and then having to enter into another day wherein you are still cold and still wet, like it's hard to cope.
Right. And so he says I slept. So I woke up and I got my smile on. But keep in mind, I have not showered. I have not peed.
Oh, God.
I haven't eaten a stitch of food because I'm scared to have to shit, and that's not going to happen.
What were you going to do if the girls had to pee in the middle of the night?
There was not going to be that. That's not happening.
Oh, no.
No one had to pee in the middle of the night, but it was already established that if you did, that was Daddy's job, because I don't know where the bathroom is.
Oh, no.
So I went to bed without brushing my teeth, without my skin. I actually brought my skincare. I went to bed without brushing my teeth. I was wearing the same clothes that this is not like me. So like I'm already like way out of my element, but I'm also just, keeping it inside.
Yep.
Haven't brushed my teeth, woke up, and it was silent. It was the rain never let up. So it rained all night.
Oh, no.
And it said that breakfast was at 8. And so I'm listening for, people talking, chatter. I didn't hear anything. So I said, wow, they must have canceled camp. Because I don't hear any movement. I hear nothing going on. I was like, wow, Justin, so just, go out to the kitchen area or whatever, go find out what's going on. And I guess we'll just, pack it up.
Yeah.
Because I really did think the shit was canceled. It literally rained all night. Justin comes back and goes, okay, girls, get dressed. We're going to breakfast. I said, we're doing what? Keep in mind, I haven't said any of this out loud.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, girls, we're going to breakfast. Smiles, everything. They're like, Mom. I was like, we're going to breakfast.
They were like so confused.
Oh. And they're looking at me to like, I know all of them were waiting for me to snap. They know me.
Yeah.
They probably woke up and were like, we're going to be out of this any minute now because Mommy ain't going to play that shit. Mommy ain't doing this. So I know they're confused because I'm like, okay, remember what I said. We have good manners and we be appreciative.
Yeah.
So we're now walking to the cafeteria. And I see an abandoned building with the door off its hinge. And I go, well, I walk past that because that's an abandoned building with the door off its hinge. And so then I walk past that, and now I'm just in a field, and I'm like, where did Justin go? Where did he go? Because he was walking ahead of us, and he literally just disappeared. So I was like, so I had walked past. So the building with the door off its hinge was the kitchen, was the cafeteria, was the kitchen. And I was like, oh, okay, wow.
Now, how spread out is everything? Is it like within close proximity? Do you have to walk for a long distance? Like, what does that look like?
Everything's in a big circle near each other. So the cabins are all near each other. You walk a little bit to the bathroom. You walk a little bit to the kitchen. You walk a little bit to the art center. You walk a little bit to the field where they play. Okay. You walk a little bit, then you go past those things, and it's really, truly a beautiful, if it was sunny out, a beautiful, there's a river, a stream, there's babbling brooks. Like, it could have been a nice nature outdoor experience that I would have completely ruined if it was hot. But it was raining, and also I took that email to heart when they said be warm and this, that. So like before we left, I went to Target and spent $300 on rain boots and tall socks and ponchos, and he bought sporting gear. I was like, girl, okay. I don't know where you think you're going to be doing some fucking ping pong, but okay. So we get to the cafeteria and the other families are there, and we were told that only 4 families had canceled. So like, it wasn't like we were, it wasn't like I was a bad person if we would have canceled like I thought we would have.
Yeah.
Other families were like, yeah, it's raining torrential rain. This is not ideal.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, I was all the way like pussy. I still showed up. The 4 families didn't show up, so I did better than them already. I already beat them. Not that it's a competition.
And how many families attend? Like, had those families shown up, how many would have been there?
All the families except the 4. That's how hardcore these people are.
But like, is it 20, 30, 40, 10?
There was about 90 people at this camp.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and each family had, 3 kids maybe.
Yeah.
So, whatever, do the math.
Yeah, that's a good amount of people.
Yeah. So, I walked into the cafeteria to a good amount of people who are smiling, who are happy to see each other. How are you? Hugs, children running, already covered in mud. They've had a great, first morning. Kids are eating. They've got a fireplace going. The teenagers that run the kitchen are laughing and listening to Pop Smoke for some reason. And I usher the children in, and you know how I am about potlucks. So I won't even eat. I could be working with you in an office environment for 20 years. I'm still not going to eat your mac and cheese, Susan, because I don't know how you do your kitchen, Susan.
Yeah.
Is there cat hair in that motherfucker? Is your mac and cheese going to smell like secondhand smoke, motherfucker? I don't know. So I don't do that. So I don't eat prepared food from a kitchen that I can't see, but I saw this kitchen. Mm-hmm. See there? So I said, let me go ahead and eat this banana right quick.
What was served for breakfast?
It was a regular breakfast. It was scrambled eggs. There was sliced tomatoes, salad. It was like,
okay,
what Israelis eat, healthy stuff.
Okay, so
it's
hot
salad
food
for breakfast. There's a mix of hot food. There was rolls.
Okay,
probably butter. I don't know. I also didn't have my glasses on, so I just could. And I put sunglasses on because I didn't sleep, and that was also stupid. I had on earrings. I have my diamond ring on. I have on designer sunglasses. I have on a fucking fur-lined bomber jacket. I look crazy.
It is Troop Beverly Hills.
Yeah, like... yeah, Shalom's got on, 6 gold chains. Like, what the fuck do we think we're doing? So we definitely, stood out. And Maj is looking at me with just Puss in Boot, those eyes. They're big, wide, they're watering. I could see that she is not doing okay. Shira is silent behind her little mask. I could see, Shira, that little tiny voice. Mommy, is this where we're going to eat the food? This is where we're going to eat the food.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay. So I sit them down and I see Cheerios. I put Cheerios in a bowl. I give them milk. I go and get a spoon from the silverware area. Mm-hmm. That's also... Remember, I'm a snob, so that was also sketchy for me.
Yeah.
My kids don't eat. I said, what's wrong? This is Cheerios. You like Cheerios. They're like, this milk is weird. So it was whole milk. My kids don't drink whole milk. And I told you before, if it's different, they're just not going to do it. And I knew this going in. I said to Justin, I was like, Justin, our kids are not going to be able to survive a 3-day weekend with food that they don't eat. And he's like, yes, they will. They'll have to deal with it. It's fine. They'll be having so much fun. They'll need energy. They'll get through it. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm telling you they're not gonna. But they're especially not gonna in torrential rain when they're looking at you like, why the fuck have you done this to us? So they didn't eat it at all. And
oh, gosh.
I brought them back to the room. I gave them some Nutella. They went to go dip the fucking stick into the Nutella. The stick broke because the chocolate's fucking frozen. Everything that could go, it was a lot. So now... They're like, okay, we're going to do an arts and craft. And you could branch off after breakfast. You could branch off and do arts and crafts, or you could go on a hiking trail. Keep in mind, it's also kind of drizzling right now, and there's still mud. So I tell Shalom to keep. I also, now that we're in the mixed setting, I'm listening very closely to hear how other people are perceiving this experience. Not a single soul was complaining.
No,
nobody said, "Wow." No. You know how, hey, how's the weather? Oh, man, this is crazy weather. That kind of banter. Yeah. That was not, nobody was going, wow, raining. Wow, this is crazy. Nobody did that, except Justin Beck was doing it. And Justin Beck was waiting for somebody to say it so that he could unload and be like, dude, bro, I haven't slept. What the fuck?
Yeah.
But people are having, they're literally talking about microbiology and volcanoes. Dead ass. And when I say volcanoes, I'm telling you I met a volcanologist, okay?
Wow. These are just like really good, well-adjusted human beings.
Yes, who have no snobbery, no pretenses.
Wow.
They're just better than us.
Yeah.
That's just the
100%.
bottom line. And they're raising children who are better than us.
Oh, gosh.
They're just better than us, and they are unfazed by dirt. They are unfazed by mud. They are unfazed by conditions. They are unfazed by no Wi-Fi. They're just better than us.
Yeah.
And I accept that, and I'm okay. So I said, you know what? When in Rome, do what the motherfucking Romans do. And I just was smiling, honey, and I was loving it. Because I love being right, and I told you, motherfucking monkey ass, I told your ass. So I'm just quiet as a mouse. I know my kids are hungry, whatever. And my girlfriend, I told you, she has a breastfeeding baby, so I didn't see her at breakfast. She slept in. Well,
yeah.
She didn't sleep at all, but, she was in her cabin trying to adjust her baby in these elements. So imagine if it was hard for me, it must have been hard for a person who has a toddler hanging onto her tits.
Yeah.
So when she woke up, she was like, I was not prepared for this. I stupidly brought a bathing suit. Do you want to ride with me to Walmart? And Justin starts getting his keys and is like, yeah, I'll take a ride with you. I was like, you will do no such motherfucking thing, sir. You are going to watch our girls paint a fucking penguin over there in the arts and craft room, and I'm going to go to Walmart, and if I see anything that I think you'd like, I'll bring it back for you. And he was like, oh, okay, because he was trying to scramble his way on out. Yeah. Nah, motherfucker, no. So I'm trying to, feel her out on the way to Walmart.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, it really is so beautiful. The environment, it's just so lovely, and it's good for, and she's, again, a better person. So she's telling me how beautiful it is when the children can, walk freely in the nature and be with children their age. And she was like, this is really nice for the adults because we don't have to supervise our kids. The kids go off with the other camp counselors, and they have, their activities, and they're learning good values while we, drink tea and have conversations and decompress and relax. They really do this for the adult community. But remember, Justin, Beck, and I don't talk to other adults. We talk to each other.
Right.
About dumb shit we care about. So we don't know what these smart people are talking about.
Right. Well, did she check in and be like, how are you doing? Are you okay? Did you have an opportunity to be like?
Well, she was just like, this is outrageous. She goes, I promise you, and we know people that have been coming here for decades. This is our second year coming. It was beautiful the first time we went, which is why we wanted to come again. She was like, she's like, I've never experienced it like this. So there was an acknowledgement that this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But also, keep in mind, she was a fucking soldier. So it wasn't like, this is crazy, we're definitely packing up and going home. It was, this is crazy, man.
Yeah, not like, I'm so sorry this was your first experience here. I'm so sorry oh no.
No, it was, this is crazy, and we're in it together, homie. It was like that. So I was like, all right, okay, yeah. So we get into the Walmart, and Justin Beck's theory on Walmarts is he thinks there's only one Walmart.
Yeah.
And when you enter Walmart, you're literally just, it's a portal door to the ground floor of the world. Yeah. So it's a portal to the basement of the world, and it's the same everywhere you go. So he's like, so if you're in Indiana and you walk into a Walmart, it's literally the same Indiana as when you walk into it from, Catskills, New York.
Yeah.
So we go in there. It's completely fucking discombobulated crazy in there. It's fucking bananas. And she's like, how? It's rural life.
Yeah.
And she's been in this country long enough to know it's rural. She's like, wow, she's like, how do people make a living? How? So, there's a nail salon, there's a fucking McDonald's, there's a
Subway.
Yes, there's a barber shop. It's like a all-in-one big-ass Walmart.
Yeah.
But it's also summertime, so I'm not going to find rain boots. I'm not going to find flannels.
Yeah.
There are things that, we're looking for. So I instead buy cloud slime, kinetic sand, rubber bracelets. I buy my kids a bunch of trinkets, stickers,
right.
So that, and candy, so that I could, keep them busy and preoccupied with stuff.
Yeah.
Because my kids like stuff, not nature, stuff. So, and then I see a Dunkin' Donuts, and I was like, listen, we gonna have to stop at that Dunkin' Donuts, homie. She was like, okay. She was like, oh no, I told my girls that they just have to get by on what they have. I was like, okay, but we gonna have to stop at that Dunkin' Donuts. So, I know my kids are not gonna eat, so I get them some hash browns and English muffins and hot chocolates and what have you. And she gets her kids some of that stuff too. And she's like, wow, you're a really nice mom. I was like, yeah. Yeah. And I got Justin a hot coffee just because, now I'm a fucking peacock now, bitch. I got my feathers out. I am stunting on all you hoes. I got gifts.
Yeah.
I got hot coffee. And I didn't want anybody. I didn't want Shalom to like go bring her hot chocolate in there if the other children didn't have it. So I was like, go get the kids from. I told Justin, go get the kids, bring them here. They can have their stuff privately in our cabin. And also, we didn't want to look like bitches. Like, really, you guys haven't even been here 7 hours. And you've got Dunkin' Donuts. So, jokingly, I said to my girlfriend, I was like, yeah, I don't know if Justin Beck's going to be able to handle it, because he was already whispering to me, okay, babe, here's what we're going to do. I was like, what are we going to do? He's like, he's like, are those pants easy to get down? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, just start scratching.
Oh, God.
I was like, what? He's like, start scratching your legs.
When did he start scheming?
9 a.m. after the breakfast. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, we're just going to say it's your eczema, so that way, it's a medical emergency. I was like, and I'm putting 2 and 2 together. I was like, hold on, no. You want to use me as a scapegoat. He goes, yeah, what the fuck are you saying? 100%, it's you. I was like, but it's you, though. And he's like, you're saying you're having a good time? I said, motherfucker, I love it here. He's like, Melissa. I was like, Justin, what?
This is the plot twist that everybody deserves.
He's like, you start fucking scratching your legs. Oh, keep in mind, the lotion that I use for when I get itchy,
Yeah.
it's in my purse, which I had forgotten at home.
Oh, no.
Before we left Long Island, I said, Justin, I forgot my purse. He goes, well, that's it. We're just going to, I said, Justin, it'll take us 10 minutes to get back down the road, because we were at their house waiting for them to pack up their stuff before we set out.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back. And he's like, no, we won't. I hate being late. I don't want to be the guy that's late. We're their guests. We have to, we have to be cool to them. And I was like, they don't fucking care if we're late. They're Israelis and they're late as fuck. They don't care.
Yeah.
And he was like, I was like, and they have a baby. They don't give a shit what time we show up.
Right.
Go get my purse. And I needed my purse because, my purse had other drugs in it. My purse had lip gloss. My purse had my identification. I was like, what if we get in a fucking car crash and nobody knows who I am? He's like, they'll fucking know who I am. And I go, but that don't mean they'll know who I am. So we're arguing about not getting my purse, and he didn't let me get my purse.
Yeah.
He didn't let me get my purse. I was like, okay. So I didn't have my purse that had my special eczema lotion in it.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, you don't even have your lotion, so just start scratching. I was like, but you know what? I prepared for this, and I have on leggings underneath these sweatpants and tall socks, so I feel fine. He's like, no, you don't. I was like, yes, I do.
I love this so much.
Oh, I am gloating, honey. You would think I got my new teeth already, because I am smiling ear to ear.
Oh my God.
So he was like, what are we, now keep in mind, this is now 9-10 a.m. Okay.
Oh no.
We're trying to fill the time. And
Yeah.
he's just like, pacing around. He goes on a stream with the little girl. Their middle daughter, Maja's age, so Maja should have been with her daughter. But Maja was like, nah, homie, I'm going to be back here because I can't. So I bought Maja a little weighted blanket. She stayed in her little robe. she got her iPad back and she was coloring on her iPad. There was no Wi-Fi, so she was just using apps and coloring and editing videos and doing her own thing and warm and quiet, eating her candy in the corner and not bothering nobody. And so I wasn't going to be like, Maja, go get uncomfortable and go make friends. I'm not going to make her do that. She already has anxiety and I'm just not going to make her do that. And their daughter is also very adventurous. So like this little girl was like skipping rocks and jumping in the pond and like, you know, handling salamanders and shit. Maja was not trying to do that.
Right.
So I didn't bother her. Shira went on a hike with me. I found a stick and I tied a little bandana on it and I made it like she was on a special adventure, and me and Justin went on the hike with her. I don't know where the fuck Shalom was this whole time. No idea where she was. And so now it's getting to lunchtime. 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
The English muffin has, you know, they're like, getting kind of hungry, Mom.
Yeah. Oh, no.
And I'm like, I got Scooby snacks. I got trail mix. And they're just looking at me like, you know, let's call it. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
You know, and Shalom start putting things in the trunk. I was like, Shalom. And Justin's like... Justin's like, so what do you want to do? You want to do the eczema thing? I was like, we're not doing that. If we leave, it has to be because you said so. And that's it. And he was like, I'm not saying that. I was like, well, you're going to say it. So I don't know how, but we get to dinner.
Wait. I need to know what they serve for lunch.
I don't know because I didn't go back in that room. I don't know. Maybe it was... No, was that lunch? Burgers?
Let's just take a moment to recognize your children. And
amazing.
Amazing, yes.
And,
okay.
It was burgers because they were like, you guys don't want to eat burgers? You don't want burgers? The kids don't want burgers? And I was like, my kids don't eat red meat.
I thought it was a vegan. I thought it was a vegan or vegetarian.
Yeah, so did I.
Oh.
But even still... I told you the kitchen had the door off the hinge.
Yeah. Oh, God. So what did you do between lunch and dinner?
I don't know. I think I gave them Starburst, Reese's peanut butter cups. I'm a terrible mother, but
they were like
whatever.
vibrating.
They were happy and it was fine. On one of the trails, they did tell us that there were violets. There were violets among the ferns, and the violets were edible. So I said, "See, Shira, you could eat those violets if you want." I don't know, but we made it to dinner. And Justin's whole thing was, you know, let's make it to dinner so as not to be rude. And then I had, at the Walmart, bought s'mores for everybody. So I said, we can't just bounce and be those assholes. I was like, I'm willing to see this through. Matter of fact, I'm trying to stay till Wednesday just to fuck you up. And he was like, I see what you're doing. So I said, we have to have some kind of offering. We can't just, you know, come here and then don't have conversation and then just bounce.
Yeah.
You know, we have to do something. So I went and found the owner and I was like, hi, you know, for after dinner, I got the kids all s'mores, blah, blah, blah. She's like, oh, thank you so much. When she wasn't looking, I opened everything up and I laid it out, and I thought that was going to be that. And then our cabin mates, a family that we had just met, she was like, oh, are you guys leaving? And just that her face looked confused and disappointed, so I just deferred to Justin. Was like, Justin, are we leaving? This lady, this nice lady here would like to know, are we leaving? Keep in mind, I'm not even exaggerating, like how I kept putting the shit back on his ass.
Yeah.
He was like, stuttering, we're headed to the cafeteria for dinner now. The kids are cold. I was like, but are we leaving? Is what she would like to know. He's like, Melissa. So we get in there, everybody has dinner, whatever. My kids didn't.
What was dinner?
I don't know. Lentil soup.
Oh no.
I don't know. I don't know. I know that there was hot chocolate in a cauldron. I don't know. So You're laughing, and like I feel bad because these people are really nice people.
No, I'm laughing because I'm just imagining like just the comedy of errors, right? Like that overwhelming need to like not be an asshole, but you really need to talk to somebody about this, but you can't talk to Justin about this because then you're just going to validate all of the things that he had preconceived notions about before you even went. You can't say anything to the kids because the kids have to be, you know, lulled into this false sense of like, this is really great. We're enjoying ourselves. We're having a good time, even though you know that they're not. You can't say something to anybody else there because nobody else there is complaining. And so I can just see this tension, but like nobody's trying to like actually vocalize it out loud. And you're both waiting for the other to break. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been through this in a very different sense before, and I know exactly how this feels. There were no children involved, but we were in Rome, and our hotel accommodations were disgusting. And you don't want to be that asshole that can't cut it, but also this sucks. So, yes, I'm laughing just because I understand how this feels.
Yes, but also I'm me. And everybody wanted to blame me.
Right.
So, and I wasn't going to allow that to happen.
Yeah.
So, we put out the s'mores, whatever, and they're like, you have to stay for the talent show.
Oh.
I was like, we have to stay for the talent show, Justin.
You were like, did you know that this is New York's hardcore icon, legend, Justin Beck? I'm sure he would love.
Oh. I tried. I saw a guitar in the corner. I go, why don't you tune this guitar? He's like, fuck out of here. But during one of the hiking trails, I overheard one of the younger kids say that he was going to do something with his band and it didn't pan out because of pandemic. And then he said I don't know how, but I was just like, what kind of band are you in? He's like, oh, I like hardcore. And so I just blew Justin's whole spot up.
Aww.
I was like, oh, do you like the band Glassjaw? He's like, I've heard that before. And then we started talking about Fugazi and Gorilla Biscuits and all these other hardcore bands that he likes. And I was like, wow, for you to be 18 years old and to know about that is very interesting. That's interesting. And he's like, why? How old are you guys? And we were like, 50, bitch. Like, what are you? We're 50 years old, sir. But it was really actually very cool. And so, listen, I'm saying all this as if I had a brutal, terrible time. I didn't. I was cold. Yeah. And my kids were uncomfortable and I had to keep them busy. But I had a great time and, you know, I am a badass, period. That's nobody can say that I'm not. Justin Beck is the one that broke. Justin Beck is the one that packed us up. Justin Beck is the one that had to go home. Justin Beck is the one that could not hack it. Okay? I did that shit. I killed that shit. I only chipped one nail the entire motherfucking time. I was feeling myself in the car on the way home. I was like, bitch, one nail chipped. One nail. Okay? I was cute. My outfit was appropriate. I mean, I was a little overdressed, but my outfit was appropriate. My hair was curly and down. I had sunglasses. I had earrings. I was doing it. I made the best of it. And I didn't quit. I never once quit. And we made a little hardcore friend. And that was the thing is I want people to understand, like, we went in there with total good intentions. This camp is made for, you know, creating good little people.
Yeah.
And had it been sunny, we might have been able to do that. Had it been sunny, this would have been a different story.
Right.
I would have really truly been an asshole. You know
what was the average temperature during the day?
46 degrees.
Oh, no.
But also raining. So colder than 46 is what it felt like.
The rain and the mud, that's miserable. I think nobody would fault you, you know, for wanting to leave early, Justin Beck, because that's truly, I mean, camping by itself is, you know, there's some adjustment to do, especially if you're not a camping person. So there's definitely, you know, being out of your element, but then on top of that to be cold and wet, no.
So Finally, Maja calls a house meeting.
Oh.
It's late now, and we got to get through. Keep in mind, Maja was gonna do the talent show. Her friend was gonna be telling a story, and she asked Maja to act it out, and Maja agreed to act it out. But then the story got really long and confusing, so Maja was like, "I don't really remember all the parts that you told me to do." And then I watched Maja tell her, "I'm having a little anxiety because I can't remember the parts, but I hope that you do a great job, and maybe your other friend can do it." Aww. So Maja did try.
Yeah.
But Maja also huddled us up together and was like, "Okay, God, this is the plan." Like, Maja called a house meeting and was like, "Here's what we gonna do, okay?" And when I tell you she was dead serious, she was not joking. She was like, "We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna go to Old McDonald's. We're gonna get chicken nuggets and fries." She goes, "We're gonna get home. We're gonna take showers, and we're gonna put this behind us."
Oh,
like Maja was not. She is not interested in any of that. So when we left the campgrounds, Justin Beck was like, "No, seriously, I have to take a shit." And so I gave him baby wipes. I was like, "Go in there." He's like, "I can't take a shit in there." And I was like, "Oh, now you can't take a shit in there? You can't even take a shit there? Are you serious?" So he pulls up. He sees a Holiday Inn. He pulls up, and I guess from years of touring, he walked in like he owned the place and went straight to the guest bathrooms in the lobby and didn't realize that when he went to take his phone out to like map out how we were going to drive home, he butt dialed us. So the last part of this trip was the girls sitting in the car. It's dark. We're packed to the gills with all our stuff, blankets, balls, fucking lawn chairs we never used, marshmallows we didn't get into, graham crackers we didn't end up sharing. The car is packed to the gills.
Yeah.
They're eating their chicken nuggets and fries. And I hear my phone ring, and it's attached to the car. So through the speakers, we hear Justin taking a shit. And just 7 minutes of taking a shit. We hear rustling, some grunting. I'm like, is this real? The girls are fucking in tears. The girls are crying. The girls are... Shalom was like, "I can't believe you're my family. This is terrible." And so as Justin's coming back, now we're getting interference and feedback because his phone's still on and connected to the phone. So now the phone's going, you know how when you get...
Right, too close.
And Justin's like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Did you know that we just heard you take a shit?" He's like, "Get the fuck." I was like... He's like, "Really?" I was like, "We just heard you take a shit, sir." And he's like, "No, that wasn't me." He tried to say it was some Russian guy. I was like, "How? Now the guy's Russian?"
Right.
He said, "It was this guy, and there was this Russian guy in the stall next to me, and he was like grunting and shit." I was like, "Justin, it was you." He's like, "I promise you it wasn't me." So anyway, we get home, and I'm gloating. Girl, I'm wide awake the whole ride home, smiling ear to ear. Just can't believe it. And there's a part of me that also feels bad because I would have, the kind of person I am, I wanted to see it through because our friends wanted their kids to see it through.
Yeah.
So when they were saying, they have to learn this, not everything, like, they think is going to be comfortable, this, that, and the other, like, really, they were talking to us. So I'm sitting there going, yup, totally. But then Justin wanted to go home, and so I got to make sure to my friend that she knows that it was him and it wasn't me. I mean, if they even want to ever talk to us again, because I can't tell if it was rude that we left or if it was, understood. I can't tell. And so now there's this weird, awkward gap. We haven't texted them. Like you come home from a vacation, you say, "Wow, thanks so much. I had such a good time." We haven't texted them. I'm nervous to us. I told Justin, I was like, "You have to text them and say thank you so much for inviting us. And, maybe next time we'll do something else." Make it so that this is not awkward. I don't want anybody to have bad feelings because this was still, I had fun. I had fun. Yeah. I now have this in my back pocket forever to destroy Justin Beck. And any ammo that I have to destroy him, I love that.
Right. I think that you can, you should totally thank them because this is a Beck family memory that will live on forever, and your kids will be in their 40s. They will still bring this up when you gather together for holidays. Remember that time, guys, that dad made so you've definitely created a lifelong memory. Just let them know, hey, thank you so much. We are so bummed that we couldn't stay. Wish the weather was nicer. Do not say, hopefully next year is better, because you've just then opened yourself up to have to go again next year.
Oh, no. Justin Beck thinks he's like, listen, now that I know what we're getting into, if the weather's nice, I'll go back. I was like, motherfucker.
How are you going to know?
The door is still off the hinge, though.
I mean, maybe if you took your own, foods and you didn't have to eat but that still doesn't solve the bathroom situation.
No. Here's what it's going to be. If he wants to, because I believe in the purpose and the ethos of the camp. I do.
Yeah.
So if you want to, drop a little donation in the motherfucker from the Beck family every year, if you want to do that, I'm down with that. If they want to, maybe paint them walls or whatever they want to, it was a bust. I definitely, whatever we paid, it was a bust, and I feel bad for the camp because this is for them to introduce people's children to this experience. So had it been good, we might have said, you know what, Shalom, you can hack it. This is where you're going. This could have been her first, sleepaway camp experience. But me, that would have never happened anyway, even if it did go well. But, it was a bummer even for them. So I'm not going to sit there and start nitpicking about the money and the this and the that. That shit was a wonderful donation. I thank you guys so much for your hospitality. I love you people. You are so smart. You are so nice. You is so kind. You is so important. But I'm the fuck up out of here.
Hey, I'm super proud of you guys for trying it. The fact that you lasted as long as you did. Nobody can fault you for leaving. I think that you got to be hardcore into it and wanting to stay if you were going to last another day. So, golf claps for the Beck family because you guys did that shit.
Hi, friends. Once again, I know we say this every week. We really, truly mean it. We are floored that any of you are here listening. So first and foremost, thank you, as always, for continuing to show up, for continuing to listen, for sharing with your friends. All of it means so much to us, and it is really the driving force that keeps us creating new content for you every single week. You can find new episodes of Imperfect Strangers podcast every Friday at 12 midnight Eastern. Along with every new episode, we have an interactive story. So if you are on Instagram, you can find us at imperfectstrangers_podcast. For every episode, we have an interactive story where we give you visuals that go along with this week's episode. If you're Patreon members, sometimes you get access to close friends content in that interactive story and just randomly throughout the week. So speaking of Patreon, we are an independent podcast, which means we have no network. Right now, we have no advertisers, no funding. So everything that Melissa and I put into this is coming straight from us. So one of the things that we have is our Patreon, and we are hugely thankful to our patrons because that allows us to build into this podcast, whether it's paying for hosting or new equipment. All of that little bit helps. So thank you for throwing those coins in. If you're interested in joining our Patreon, we have given you the biggest bang for your buck. Our patrons, in my opinion, get some of the best benefits. We have bonus episodes, almost full-length episodes, every single week that we put in there. We have Monday Night Lives. We have our Zoom events that we record, we put out. We have a monthly newsletter, which is a whole month's worth of things that we've purchased or watched or listened to and we're enjoying, and we think that, you might enjoy too. Our patrons enjoy a private Discord. So if you're in our private Facebook group and you're like, I love this, but I kind of don't love Facebook, you can join our $5 tier and get access to that Discord, and it is maybe one of my favorite spots on the internet. Also, guys, we have a Twitter. You can find it at Imperf Strangers if you are into Twitter. And with that, we would love it if you subscribe to the show. So wherever you listen to podcasts, hit that subscribe. You will get a download automatically every week. You don't have to go searching for us. So make it very easy for yourself. And if you listen to us through Apple Podcasts, would you go in and leave us a rating and a review? We are always trying to grow our community of stranger friends. The more, the merrier. And so your ratings and reviews help new listeners to find us, which we would be very thankful for. And in the meantime, guys, be good to one another. Wash your hands, and we'll see you on Monday night for our Monday Night Live. Bye.